Wednesday.
A week or 2 weeks from tomorrow, or 2 weeks from Wednesday. Sorry. Yep. 2 weeks from Wednesday. We're going to have it at Cafe Moso. Many of you may have been there, but it's always a great location, and they're excited to have us back there. And we always have a great group. So definitely put that on the calendar. We just got it up on the site.
What time and where is that?
6 to 8 p.m. It's in Montclair, New Jersey,
Okay.
at Cafe Moso. So June, you've been
You were
there.
there
Oh,
before.
that's the one we were at. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the one we were at. I'll put it in the chat as well. Oh, okay. Actually, I think
Adrian just did that,
Adrian
right?
did. Okay, perfect. So
Trying to be all efficient, then he's leaving us, right?
so
What? Is he?
Yes, June, he's leaving us.
Hello and goodbye.
Yeah.
Hello, goodbye.
I said hello. You said goodbye. Hello,
Don't
hello.
mind me.
okay.
Sorry, Andrew.
So
Yeah.
that's okay. So what we wanted to do tonight, we usually, we were sort of figuring out what we wanted to do as far as the in-person, whether it's this month or next month, but we want to do it this month. Tonight, we're just going to talk a little bit about training and keep it to a short meeting, because one of the things we want to do is introduce more training and resources for our members, and also get feedback on other types of resources and things that could be beneficial for you. So that's what we're really going to focus on tonight. We'll keep it short. We should be out of here by 7, and then we'll meet in person at the end of the month, which should be cool. Those are always great events. So why don't we get started? It's a little bit after. Why don't we, if we can, take a second to do a couple intros. Many of us know each other, but not everybody knows everybody. So it might be good to just take a minute to give everybody a chance to say hello and introduce themselves. Anyone want to start there?
I don't mind.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cheryl Easley. I'm Executive Director of Empower the Village. I've participated in a couple of meetings, but I don't pretend to know everybody. Empower the Village, we call it ETV for short. We're on a path to restoring prosperity, peace, and power to the Black community. And we have 3 strategic pillars. One is prosperity, which pertains to different economic prosperity building programs, which I can talk to about at a later time, because as Andrew knows, I can go on and on and on, and I'm going to curb my comments. Peace, which is well-being, physical and mental health, as well as culture. And then power, we dabble around the periphery of political empowerment, even though we are a nonpartisan organization. We have a couple of movements that I'll talk about at another time, but the main one being for right now, well, there are a couple of them. Make Every Friday Black Friday, in which we encourage people to support Black-owned businesses at least one day out of the week. We have a resource guide, the Village Black Page Directory, which we have over 30,000 listings of Black-owned businesses around the country. We've got a Village Empowerment Network program, which is counseling for Black-owned businesses to kind of shore up their business acumen as well as their individual resources. We've got a couple major fundraisers. We just had a business expo, of which a couple people on this very body participated. I'll talk about that at another time. And we are now preparing for our annual Juneteenth art show, which we hold in conjunction with the Montclair Art Museum. This year, it'll be on June 16th and 17th. And I'll end up there. And I'm just saying welcome to everybody. Hello. And it's a pleasure to participate this month.
Excellent. Thanks, Cheryl.
Good afternoon. I'll volunteer to go next. My name is Ebony Parham, and I am a commercial real estate broker with Newmark Associates. And Newmark is the largest woman-owned commercial real estate brokerage in New Jersey. We're known for our services to New Jersey-based entrepreneurs, regional firms, and corporations. And our services include acquisition and disposition, landlord-tenant representation and consulting, So I'm the person that you come to when you need space to start your business, space to expand your business, or if you're looking for an investment property. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks, Ebony. And your firm
Thank
was
you.
one of the winners in the what, medium-sized firm of the
Gateway,
year?
Yes,
Or Gateway?
annual dinner.
small business.
Small
Yes,
business.
so Newmark was selected as Small Business of the Year by the Gateway Regional Chamber of Commerce. We were very thankful for the opportunity, and I was especially thankful to the Black Business Alliance because that was my into the Gateway Chamber. My entry into the Gateway Chamber was through the BBA. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to make the event that day. I was really upset that I couldn't make it, but I do appreciate the support of the BBA, especially, and then the Gateway Chamber for the recognition and the award.
Excellent. Excellent.
Ebony, I'm sorry, may I ask your last name again, please?
Parham,
Parham, thank you.
yes. Mhm.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks.
Hi, everyone. Annie Sneed Godfrey, owner of, I call myself the laundry boss lady. I own 2 laundromats in Newark, Waterworks, which we've had since 2007, and Smart Suds, which we opened in 2021. So I've been in the business, in the laundry business for quite some time, and we've learned a heck of a lot about people and their habits. But nevertheless, really enjoy the work that we're doing in serving the community. Again, we're located in Newark, but we service Essex, Hudson, and Union counties in terms of our customer base. And outside of being on the board, being a business owner, I'm also on the board of the Urban League. And Cheryl, as you were talking about your organization, I don't know if you're connected at all to the Urban League of Essex County. But there's a lot of work, a lot of synergies between what you're doing with respect to empowering community and saving lives and helping people improve their livelihoods. The Urban League is definitely doing similar work, so it might be useful to have a conversation offline about that. And actually, I've been on the board of the Urban League for quite some time as well, and they do phenomenal work. And they actually have a gala coming up on April 25th. It's their annual Racial Equity and Diversity, the Red Gala. So that is what we're focusing on right now. But Cheryl, I'd love to have a sidebar conversation with you afterwards to see how we can maybe connect what you do with the work the Urban League of Essex County is doing.
Thank you very much. I look forward to that. And I was going to say, you were saying broadly Essex County. I was going to say, whereas we are based out of Morris County, we like to say that we have a national footprint, but the founder and CEO, Io Sanderson Wilson, actually spent many years in Essex County. And I have met him and I've met Michelle, but I'm acquainted with Mark Marielle, but I know she knows him very well, but I know he is the National Urban League, but I would love to create connections at the local level. Io may be familiar with people in your organization, but I'm certainly not, one-on-one. So I look forward to connecting with you.
Is Io a tall?
Yes, she is. Yes, she
I
is.
know.
Yes. Most people hear the name. She's very striking. So
Yes,
she's very
beautiful.
distinctive.
Yes,
Most people
yes,
know who
yes.
she is.
I
Yes.
know Io. Okay,
Yes.
okay, awesome. Awesome. I look forward to chatting with you. Hopefully you'll put your connection information in the chat so I can.
I will do that. And I'm also going to look you as well as Ebony up to make sure if you're not there, you should look at our Village Black page directories.
Yes.
Because, we don't pretend to be exhaustive. We couldn't possibly know all the Black-owned businesses, but you can nominate yourself for any businesses that you know. It is free of charge. It takes you a whole 45 seconds to complete the form. And we will vet you to make sure that you are in fact, 51% Black-owned, but it'd be our pleasure to sign you up. And with that inclusion come other perks and features and things that we're glad to extend since we are a nonprofit.
Awesome.
That's my spiel. Sorry, Andrew and Rob.
That's fine.
Well, now Andrew's up there like, oh, Lord, here she goes again.
And I'm just saying, you're even more impressive again another time. Right?
Oh,
So,
very kind of you. Thank you.
Okay, excellent, excellent. All right, June, you want to say hi?
Hi. My name's June Lazaro. I'm a regional leader with Primerica. I've been in the business now for, Yeah, like 20 years. I absolutely love it. Prior to that, I was in nursing for 20 years. So that background really allows me to be my genuine me and to listen and really see what are the main issues that are going on and how I can help people financially. I am looking to mentor people. I do have a team, and my office is actually in Morganville, New Jersey, but I do service this community. And I do have some Black women on my team if that's needed to facilitate helping in other organizations. But you know
We
what?
are always looking for allies. It matters not, always.
And you know what? We're all cousins, honey.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? And I'm here to serve every community out there because what I do is just so key. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay. Stan, you want to go?
Sure. Hey, everybody. Stan Robinson of SHR Marketing. Hey, Cheryl. Yep. I'm out of Linden, New Jersey, and I work with business owners, entrepreneurs who are looking at using tools like LinkedIn for branding, for sales, and for marketing. Most recently, I've added tools like ChatGPT to some of the areas that I work with, because there's some great synergies between tools like LinkedIn, ChatGPT, and some of the others. So good to be here.
Excellent. Okay, thanks, Stan. And then Rob, I don't know if you want to say anything else or.
I pretty much know everybody here.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what I can add, but I'm thankful to be here, as you all have heard my spiel over the course of time. You may not know is that I've been writing an inventory management program, and presently it's currently targeted towards the retail and hospitality, restaurants, things along those lines. So if you happen to have connections in those areas, I would definitely be interested in speaking to some of those people who might be able to utilize, my product outside of the typical Computer Solutions Unlimited, everything, jack of all trades scenario. But, outside of that, just glad to have the warm weather, looking to get back out there and golf more. And, that's pretty much it. So Adrian, you want to say goodbye?
So hello, everybody. My name is Adrian Peralta. I'm the marketing coordinator for about another 2 weeks, I guess. My role mostly entails of social media, event marketing, and print marketing. So all these events and all these resources are really amazing, and I would love for you to share it with me. I would love to try and bring it to as many people as I can within our chamber. So definitely, I will drop my email down in the chat. So if you guys have anything you want to share at all, please give it to me. I have no problem. I manage also our LinkedIn newsletter, the download. So anything in terms of, we just started now a new section as well, member events. But if you feel like you want to be spotlighted, which every one of you deserve to be spotlighted, definitely do send one of us, either myself or Aaron or Camila, an email about what your business is, who you are, and a professional headshot, and we will make sure to spotlight you where we can. So it is great to meet you all. And yes, Andrew, guys.
Great. All right. Well, what I want to do is we just want to take a little bit of time to kind of go over a little bit of, some of the training offerings, some of the things that we're doing. And we want to make available to everybody. Partnering with Empower the Village. Cheryl's told you a lot about, some of the things that they do. If you haven't signed up with Empower the Village, you should, for their programs. Definitely joining up as far as the Black Pages, the Village Empowerment Network, and other activities and programs. So
We've got a brilliant counselor who works in our Village Empowerment Network. You all may be familiar with him. His name is Andrew Frazier.
Uh,
He's
So-
one of our business advisors, and it's the program has really taken off largely due to Andrew. He's really been a driver, and people really love working with him, as you all undoubtedly know.
Okay, thanks, Cheryl. You know, definitely it's a pleasure working with you guys, helping Black business owners. That's really what the chamber is all about. You know, great to be able to support Empower the Village and each other in this journey of entrepreneurship. So definitely, if you're not familiar with it, I'm just going to put it on the screen real quick, and I'll give you the links to Empower the Village. So where should they go, Cheryl?
Well, a couple of things. I just put in the link to the Village Black Page directory, but just, if you were to go to Village, just to empowerthevillage.org, you'll get a glimpse of our entire site.
Okay.
Adrian was asking me about our art show, which we're very excited about. This is our third one that we've done in conjunction with the Montclair Art Museum. It's Black artists. We have around 3 dozen or so, between 2 and 3 dozen. It's a weekend. It's always Juneteenth weekend. It's a Friday night evening and a Saturday evening affair. It's open bar food. Just a great community engaging event, and terrific art. And if you haven't checked it out, please go to our site. We have an events page where you can get the ticket prices and a little bit of information about it, including highlight reels from our last 2 art shows, so you can get a better feel for what it's about. But all modesty aside, it's a great event, and I really recommend that you participate, that you
Okay.
attend.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you for the
Okay.
plug, Andrew.
So you've got the link there. You know, the program. So for Make Every Friday Black Friday. So
That's
that's the
IO.
page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. There's IO. So that you can really just sign up for the Black pages, or have someone sign someone else you know of,
Right.
just by clicking here. And then the Black pages is a really nice directory with over 1,000 New Jersey businesses in it.
Right. And there are 31 different product categories. You could even customize your searches if you want to know all the restaurants in Essex County. You can filter it that way. And again, we have over 1,000 listings, in New Jersey, and 30,000 across the country. But we always encourage folk to nominate yourself or businesses that you know of. We're honored to offer it free of charge, and we want it to be a community resource that it's already turned out to be.
Okay, excellent. And so as part of it, and this is the Small Business Pro Network community that we put together, that are put together for, and we have, for members of the Empower the Village group, and also for members of the BBA, you're eligible to join and have access to networking with other Black business owners and entrepreneurs, specific activities and events for members as well as being part of the larger overall Small Business Pro Network community. And one of the great things about the ETV area is not only do they have access to that, but ETV has specific courses and training for entrepreneurs and business owners that are dedicated specifically for members. So this is sort of an outline of the different types of courses and trainings that are available to you as a member. And as Cheryl mentioned, there's no cost to join the Village Empowerment Network. So something that you can definitely take advantage of. What I wanted to do tonight is just take a minute to just introduce, important topic. As a business owner, there's so many things that that you need to know that's impossible to know them all. And even, if you do know many of them, sometimes you need refreshers. So, what we put together is really short mini courses on key practical things that are important for you to know as a business owner. So that's really what I want to take a few minutes just introducing, one of the, one of the messages that we share for helping you to be able to reach your customers and potential customers faster and easier. So let me just take a second. So I just want to take a few minutes to talk about, are you talking to your customers or are you talking to yourself? Many times business owners, we know what we want to say, we know why what we offer is important, but are we really communicating it in a way that the people who need what we offer can appreciate what we're offering them and can see why they need it and how important it is? And any of your business owners, everybody's excited about their business, you love what you do, so it's easy to talk about it, and probably talk about it more than you need to talk about it, but what is the customer receiving? And I think talking to business owners over the years, many times we have difficulties explaining it really clearly and concisely. So one of the things that developed and looked at effective communications and marketing and other things was a quick 60-second format that is used to effectively communicate what you do and how how it's important to others. So I just want to walk you through it. So when
Andrew,
yes.
excuse me for interrupting. I don't know if I should wait until later, but are you talking about, is this different than an elevator speech?
It could be used as your elevator talk. I mean, it could be used as your elevator speech, but it should be more than that. When you're marketing, you want to have a consistent message across the board, across all your communications that clearly and concisely talks about your value proposition. And so that's really, so definitely this is something that could be used as your elevator speech as well. So, and definitely, let's make this conversation where there's only a few of us. So, we can, so that's no problem. So thanks for your question, comment, definitely. So how many of you, when someone asks you, what do you do? Is it automatic? Do you automatically have something you say, or do you have to think about it? And do you feel good about it? So if someone says, what do you do? What would you, so Annie, if I say, what do you do? What do you say?
I am a laundry business owner. That is primarily what I do, providing a service to individuals and businesses.
Okay, cool. And do you always say it the same way?
For the most part.
Okay. And how would you grade yourself on what you said? How would you rate?
I think I would give myself an A-, sometimes a B. So,
Okay.
so it's A-, B+ range.
Okay.
It depends on the environment, because in some environments, when I'm talking to other business owners, it flows pretty easily. Oftentimes, when I'm talking to individuals, it may vary, again, depending on the audience I'm talking to. So I would say I'm pretty consistent, but yeah, there are times when I might add a few more things in there. Like if the audience is a bunch of people who are currently in corporate America, I'll also share that I was formerly a human resources executive for J&J and blah, blah, blah. So I sort of add some other things, but for the most part, I typically start with, a business owner, providing laundry services, and these are the areas I cover.
Okay. All right. Stan, how about you?
I was just going to ask Annie if she offers services beyond laundry. For example, dry cleaning, any others,
That-
tailoring.
It's a great question. Fortunately, the answer is no. We are strictly
Okay.
laundry. We are looking for a partner, one that we can trust and provide, reasonable pricing for dry cleaning as well, because that's another thing. You got to know the person, know their work, and also be able to make a reasonable profit off of the dry cleaning. The dry cleaning prices these days are extremely expensive.
Mm. Yeah,
So we
yeah,
strictly laundry.
thanks. Strictly laundry.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
good deal.
excellent, excellent. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess, Andrew, it like Annie, it depends on who's asking.
Mhm.
But in most cases, I would say I help sales teams and business owners get more conversations with qualified buyers. And if I'm talking to a sales leader, I'll mention and help them build their sales pipeline.
Okay, and build their sales pipeline. Okay, all right, cool. All right, anyone else want to share?
Well, I'll just add in there,
Mhm.
I am very consistent, pretty much say, I am Computer Solutions Unlimited, and just like the name says, I provide unlimited computer-based solutions. So, and then you could add on other stuff depending on who you're talking to.
Okay, okay, all right, cool. So yeah, so definitely, those are all key. You guys all know me, so I'm not going to do that. But at the end of the day, you probably heard me say that your most important job as a business owner is marketing and selling. So because of that, it's important to be the best possible marketer and salesperson you can, and continually developing your skills and evolve with your business. So when you're thinking about your message, how clear and concise is it? Many times business owners, I'll say, what do you do? 5 minutes later, they're still getting started. I know you guys have been around longer, so you don't do that as much anymore, but you can fall into that trap easily. How consistent is your message? Because consistency is critical, because it takes different interactions with people before they're going to buy from you. And if you're not consistent, that inconsistency can come across negatively. How well is what you're saying received? Is the message, hitting the points and key information? And, is there a call to action? People aren't going to respond if there's not something for them to respond to. So you want to think about, what's the call to action into it? And, how does it help you generate or identify leads? So, all that is something key that, as part of your message can help you do that more effectively. And so, sort of figured out a format that has consistently worked for many organizations, and it makes it a lot easier for business owners to really do that clearly, concisely, and more effectively. So, first you got to speak to your audience. So many times we talk about what's important to us or what we think is important, but we got to think about, well, what's important to our audience? And the format to be able to easily do that and identify it is really taking it 4 steps. The first step is you want to create the need. So you want people to, you want to talk about what you solve, the solution that you provide, so that people can identify if that's a need that they have. So if you don't start with that in the beginning, it doesn't ground them into being able to focus on your overall message. So once you've created the need, then that's a good time to introduce the message, because your solution really is in response to the need. So if they've identified the need, and then you say, okay, well, this is the problem, this is a challenge, this is the solution that I can bring you, then it's a lot easier then to focus on you and be interested in what you have to share, as opposed to if you just tell them a solution where you haven't really clearly identified the problem, or they haven't identified that that's the problem that they even have or care about. So the creating the need step makes a big difference in being able to get the focus, because many times you only have a few seconds to get people's attention. So you got to start with sort of what the need is and what the challenge is, introduce your solution, then provide an example, and then you've got to do a strong close with a soft ask. And this, you know, it seems like a lot, but it's something you could do in 60 seconds. You could probably even do it in 30 seconds. Many commercials do all of this in the 30 seconds that they're on, and do it very powerfully. And it allows you to really just cut through and get to the essence of what the conversation needs to be. And it takes away some of your, you know, allows you to focus on what they need as opposed to sort of what you want to share. So, so when we say create the needs, does everyone know what that means? Should I,
Let's see. I guess my one question would be, because there's a difference between talking to someone that you're meeting for the first time in a networking environment and you don't know what they do, versus talking to someone who you already know is an ideal prospect for you.
yes.
And maybe you've done some research and you already know they have a need. You just want to make sure that they understand that they have that need.
Correct.
And agree with you that they need to do something. So I guess that is my only kind of comment or question, because if someone doesn't have a need, if they're not your prospect, there's no need.
Right.
And you definitely don't want to spend the time trying to.
Right. Well, no,
Yeah.
definitely great point. And part of this is, you know, you're in a networking area. You don't know if someone has a specific need, but you do know the need that you solve for. So you have to introduce the need that you solve for. So if you think about, you know, think of creating a need as, you know, how many of you guys go to the movies?
Yeah.
How many of you buy popcorn when you go to the movies?
Oh yeah.
Did you need popcorn before you went to the movies?
I thought I did. But
So like the popcorn, like you go to the movies and you didn't need popcorn until you smelled it, but they created the need. So the first thing you want to do is sort of create the environment for the need, so people can decide if they have that need or not. But so, you know, even if they don't necessarily have the need for you specifically, if you still want to introduce yourself and have them know a little bit about you and what you do, because even if they don't have that need, if they understand the need that you solve for, and they also understand your solution, they can potentially have other people that they may be able to refer you if they know you, like you, and trust you. So even, you know, you're prospecting, this helps you figure out if someone's going to be, you know, is a potential lead. You know, they may or may not be, but either way, you still need to communicate with them in a way that's effective and that either identifies them as a lead or a prospect or not a lead, but also positions you in a positive way with them, such that even if you won't do business, you're not providing for a need they have, that doesn't mean that they might not be able to refer people or let people know about you based on what you do. So the communication's the key piece. So, you know, the first part's creating the need, figuring out, you know, letting them know about the problem. So before you, and then introducing your solution. So one of my favorite examples is Tide. How many of you have ever used Tide before? Everybody?
Detergent? That's number one.
Yep, yep. So, and usually when you see a commercial for Tide, what's the first thing you see?
Dirty kids.
There you go, kids playing in the mud. And you look at that, and if you're the target market, you have that need. You got kids out there playing in the mud, and they need their clothes clean. So once you identify that, then they say what Tide is. They say that you need Tide. So the first thing is kind of creating what's the problem, what's the challenge, then what's the solution, and then from there they come out, got the kids dirty in the mud, Tide is the best, but it's not just the best. We're going to show you an example of why. So this Tide clean, other clean, Tide cleans cleaner, so then they provide an example. And then they have a strong close with a soft ask. They say, doesn't your family deserve to have their clothes Tide clean? How do you say no to that? So you want to think, so thinking in terms of that format, within 30 seconds, you've already covered a lot of ground with most people. And even if you've identified that maybe they don't need what you offer, that's okay, but they understand what you offer, and they understand why it's valuable and who might need it. So at some point that, that it might be relevant for someone else, that they may refer to you. So, you got Tide, they created the need. There you go. They provided solution, we're the best. They gave an example, different ways. I kind of like this picture. I just threw it in because
Trying to eat it, right? Dangerous.
Yeah. And then they're like, doesn't your family deserve Tide? And how can you say no to that? So it's a straightforward format. Let them know that you understand what you need and that you care. Let them know that you have a solution, and so they can see that what you know. Given the example so they can identify themselves receiving the benefits of your solution. And then, from there with the ask, that helps you to move forward to say, okay, are these people really a prospect? Have we, taken it as far as we can go? But this is just a quick way to communicate as effectively as possible about what you do. So given that, the first part, creating the need. With your messaging, how would anyone want to mention how they might create the need for what they have? On Stan, yours was pretty clear on what you're doing. But as far as creating the need for what you're doing, anyone want to try something with this format?
That's kind of, I guess it takes some time to sort of develop it.
Mhm.
But what I've often said, to people, more so in a joking manner, but it's actually true. Everybody has dirty laundry, whether you are a family, a business owner that uses towels or whatever. Everybody has, you're a person, you have dirty laundry. The clothes you have on right now, when you take them off, they're dirty. So, and you need to do something with them. And in terms of the solution with respect to laundromats, oftentimes people think of laundromats as only useful for people who need to go to them. No, we create convenience. Our goal is to create convenience so that you don't have to go to a laundromat. We save time. So everybody, people have busy lives, families, running businesses, doing whatever. Our goal is to provide a convenient laundry solution that enables you to do other things that matter more. And that's really how I've sold the laundry concept, particularly the laundry pickup and delivery, because people are like, oh, you do that? Yes, we.
Mhm.
Okay, okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool, excellent.
And the strong close is, hey, schedule a pickup. It's as free.
How's that? Okay,
Go online, create an account and schedule your pickup, choose your times and days, and it's easy as 1, 2, 3.
okay, okay, cool, cool. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so no, I mean, it's just a good tool to use to think about when you're communicating. And I'll leave you guys, leave a copy of, actually I'll put a copy in the chat so you have it. And since you're here this evening, let's see, just upload. All right, so I'm going to put a copy in the chat. Okay. And with what we're with the any questions or any thoughts or any challenges that you usually run into when communicating?
Andrew, what do you use as say an ask for a consulting or service business like ours?
Okay. As far as an ask, a lot of times it might be, depending on the relationship and where you are, might be one, would you like to schedule 15 minutes so we can chat a little bit more detailed about your specific situation or your specific challenges? Usually, there's a couple steps that go before you make the sale. So you don't want, you want to have an ask, but you want to have a next step ask, not, give me your credit card ask.
Yeah.
And it's really about, having that format allows you to start the conversation and figure out if there's going to be a conversation. If they're like, no, we don't want to do that, then that's fine. You're not necessarily a prospect, but we know that in less than a minute. As opposed to, if they're ready to take the next step, then you've sort of added the next step. So I think that's usually, one of the key ways that we look at it.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm thinking about how do you have the strong ask with, or soft ask without sounding salesy, because oftentimes people don't want to feel as though they're being sold something, even though when it's a networking, the objective is to ultimately convince someone that they need what you provide. So how do you balance that to ensure, again, that your pitch or conversation, commercial, whatever it is, doesn't come across as overly salesy in nature?
Well, I think that, part of it's with the ask. And I think also part of it is you want to allow them to move at the pace that they're comfortable with. So, the ask, is, would you like to talk further about it? Do you have any questions about what we do? Do you know anyone who could use the benefits? So more from a question allows you to sort of guide whether the conversation should continue and whether they want the conversation to continue. Because nowadays you can't make anybody buy or do anything they don't want to do. So you have to more lead them, and it's okay for it not to go anywhere at this time, but the hard part is a lot of times we spend too much time with people who it's not going to go anywhere and not figure that out in the first 60 seconds. And so this is more of a tool to, for the prospect to figure out, do we move forward further? How? Without overly spending time, but also finding the right people, but leaving it cordial. A lot of times you talk to people and you're like, they were just trying to sell me something. But with something like this, it's cordial, it's like no harm, no foul. Later on, should they have the need, then, you're still thought of more positively usually, and they understand what you're doing. So that's generally how I would address it. But
yeah, can I add one idea as far as that goes? Just, yeah, it is situation specific. So if you're meeting someone at a networking event, for example, and you don't have a lot of time, a soft ask can be as little as, here's my card. Do you have a business card? Hey, is it okay if we stay in touch? That's it. Because especially at events like that, you do have a lot of people, hunting. and everyone's got, kind of got their guard up.
Yeah.
So if you just focus on building the know, like, and trust relationship, hey, this is a person that I wouldn't mind talking to again. Even if we never do business together, I wouldn't mind talking to her again. You're off to a great start.
Thank
It
you.
does then, of course, require follow-up, but you're not coming across as the person who needs their business.
If I could, if I could add on to that, actually,
okay.
and you definitely brought up a great point. I guess in the business to business aspect, I'm so used to business to consumer, right? And then just recently being part of a chamber, I transitioned to a business model, and really I find that a lot where businesses really, they try not to spend as much money, right? Even as simple as a membership for something like this, right? But at least when I am looking at the whole communication and looking at the messaging and everything like that, to your point, I try not to make it as sell heavy as possible. I more make it about, here's your information, you decide what to do with it, but also I'm here if you need me. And I think that that personal aspect to it really sells without you having to do anything. And I think a lot of times, sometimes people miss that, right? And even if it is a small event or even a big event, I try my best, at least from my perspective, to say, hey, listen, here's why you should attend, rather than saying, I want you to attend. And that's really how I've tried to carry that message along, in terms of what, not so much what about the membership offers, but what can the business do for you, basically, without saying it. So.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't agree more. Because it's people do not care about your business. They only care about what problem you can solve for them.
Exactly. And I think at least in the Gateway Chambers perspective, we've definitely have tried to market ourselves as the place where networking happens, right? But I also I like to use, have started to use the slogan of your gateway to opportunity. And I think that has definitely sold very well to people in terms of how can we provide the service without you telling us what you need. So definitely that opens up the avenue for that conversation to happen.
Okay, no, that's great feedback. So, this is just a tool that you can use to, continue to evolve and craft your messaging, and use as a way to just help keep you concise and clear in what you're saying to the audience. Because that matters more and more and more as people have shorter and lesser attention spans, and are bombarded with more and more messaging. So you want to be able to stand out and be remembered. So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
And
Yeah.
and Andrew, I think it's a phenomenal tool for businesses, because one of the biggest challenges people have is, I don't know, what should I say? When I meet these people, what do I say? And your tool breaks down, okay, here's, just fill in the blanks. Here is what you say.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then they can refine it as they practice it. So I think it's a fabulous tool.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, definitely. And just say you get one sentence of each. What's the need? And 30 seconds, two most. And that'll get you on the right conversation. So excellent. Cool. So definitely, I just want to take a little bit of time to introduce that, let you know about, we have more training and other resources and opportunities available to members, and we're excited about that, and even more stuff coming online this year. Definitely with Empower the Village, doing some great things, and a great partner with the chamber, and take advantage of what they're offering, and support what they're doing as well. And look forward to seeing you guys later this month in person. So in person is always great. So that's the 26th, Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. At Cafe Moso, Orange Road in Montclair, New Jersey. The link is in the chat. I think that's the first link in the chat, right? First message in the chat. Is that right?
Can you drop it back in there? Because some
Yeah.
people may have joined since we
Yep.
started.
Yep.
Well, we definitely got Cleavon who just joined us, but what I usually say is that I capture all of the information that's in the chat and I distribute it out to everybody. So, if you put your information in the chat, you'll get everybody else's information. So.
Okay, cool. So, and I put the slides I used in the chat as well, so you can.
Oh, okay. We have to start over now. We got a bunch of people join.
Well, that's why we record it. So we got the recording, and so definitely, we'll have that all set. So we've got the recording, we've got the chats. Told you we want to try and get out of here around 7, so I don't want to keep you any longer, but definitely appreciate the time. Always a pleasure to hang out, and look forward to seeing you later this month, and wish you the best over the next couple of weeks with your business and everything else that you're doing.
Happy spring. Let's bring
Yes.
into action.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
All
Great.
righty. Bye,
Okay.
y'all.
Good night.
All right,
All right.
bye. Now, I'm
Hey.
going to say for the